Dun 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 dun. It's that time of the week. Dun 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 dun. We are back. We are so back. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Hold up, man. Now, this week was crazy, right? I was told by my dog Subra and Big Bweezy, shout out to the boys, they told me early this week to get off social media. So I was like, oh Lord. Yeah, they didn't say this for the... I thought the most recent chapter had me shook. They had me like, yo, strap in the seatbelt and get it ready to work. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what's in store for us this week. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm really nervous. So let me put up the thing because I was told from multiple people to not read the title. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the poll up, and I'll turn on the camera. So let's go ahead and put that up. Now, turn on the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, look at your boy, bro. Hold up. Is that my boy Commodore Lasington? The good brother? What's good, Laz, baby? What's good, bro? All love to you, my good brother. Yo, Laz, man. I was going to show this to everyone here, dude. So last week, right, tripod got absolutely torn to shreds. But what I didn't notice until I stopped recording last week is that there was another piece of the Recon household that got destroyed during last week's chapter. I mean, it was just nuts. Dude, look at this. Now, this is a part of my chair. I don't know how my chair is still standing. But this is the left side, actually, no, the right side of my chair. I mean, I don't know what happened. I just saw it on the floor. And I was like, how did that happen? I still don't know how it happened. I still don't know. All love to you, lads, bro. I appreciate you for stopping by, man. I have no idea how this happened, bro. Like, what in the world is going on? Terrell FC. That's right. The spider took it out. The spider took it out, man. I'm not sure what happened. But he for sure is working for Pep Guardiola, that's for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and see what we have here with the supers so we can get right into the chapter. Wow, it's close this week. 54% no. Wow. Okay. So let's see. The Millennium Puzzle's crazy. Alright. Let's look at the thing. All love to everybody here. Let me know if my audio's good. Lazy mofos, let me know, my boy. Let me know. Yo, Celtics destroying the Pacers in 4K. In 4K. The Lonely Mage comes in before the stream starts and says, with a membership for 15 months, all love to you, Lonely Mage, appreciate you. He says, his hype will go to the Flagnards, I know it. My hype is already to the Flagnards, man. Listen, Trails today released Ali G. The God Hand of Finance interrupts this program to once again go up in there like swimwear. To go up in there like swimwear and deliver 20 memberships to the channel. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed the pattern while we've been doing these streams. If Ali G comes in there with the alley-oop with Josh Pointer, which I'm going to assume is going to be here soon, then it's going to be a banger chapter. So we have the Ali G20 memberships, and now I'm going to wait to see if the Josh Pointer message comes in as well. Who knows? But that has been the alley-oop session of fantastic Goat Raw Fire Peak chapters in the past, like, year. So, this is going to be nuts. Ali G, man, you are insane. All love to you. Thank you so much. for the 20 gifted. You are an absolute legend and continue to be a legend. But I will tell you this, like I continue to tell you. Whichever member of the Gorosei you want to be, brother, you are. You are. I would say you're Instant Messenger Sama, but Instant Messenger Sama is already in the chat. So, since Emu is already a subscriber, I cannot give you that title. So you have to just be one of the Gorosei. So all love to you, Ali G. But regardless, the Lonely Mage comes in. His hype will go to the Flag Nerds, I know it. And like I was saying earlier, listen, man. My other favorite franchise today dropped the One Piece equivalent of, like, if we got a Final Saga trailer before the Final Saga started for One Piece. I mean, it was that insane. I was losing my mind, bro. So I went from Final Saga Kondo to Final Saga Oda. And I can't wait to see what's in store for us, especially coming off of the insanity of last week's chapter. I am so looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this and JJK. I got spoiled on JJK the moment that I logged on to Twitter last week, but I'm completely unspoiled this week because I've been avoiding spoilers for One Piece. So we are good to go. I'm looking forward to reading both chapters this week. Andres Gonzalez comes to membership for 27 months. All love to my boy. That's a long time, man. 27 months. That's that feels like as long as Oda's been releasing 100 out of 10 chapters. You know what I mean? For the past 27 months. So I appreciate you so much, Andres Gonzalez. Honestly, no, you got to change the months for years. It's technically been the past 27 years, but you know. There's the message. Josh Pointer comes in with a 10 and says this is a messy This is a messy 2022 World Cup. 2018 LeBron. 2018 LeBron. The man who was single-handedly taking on the EC by himself? By himself? That man was hitting. I remember it was like series after series, game winner after game winner after game winner. That was crazy, bro. Now he was in peak form that year. Pre-patch Black Ops 2 DSR. What you know about the pre-patch Black Ops 2 DSR? That's like the pre-patch Black Ops 2 MSMC. That was a nasty, nasty gun right there. Shout out to the pre-patch BO2 DSR. That thing was filthy. 3 a.m. water level chapter. Because 3 a.m. water. You are not ready for this chapter. Typing in all caps for a reason. Be prepared for a long stream. When Josh Pointer comes in with this, we understand that stuff is about to get crazy. He's never missed before. Messi 2022 World Cup is crazy. But pre-patch Black Ops 2 DSR, that was the last thing I was expecting to see. That's nuts. All love to you, Josh Pointer, man. Thank you so much for that. He then comes in with a 2 and says, hi. Hi to you, Josh Pointer. All love to you. Comes in with a double dose. That's how you know this is really about to be a crazy one. OMG, dude. OMG, how are you, girl? It's been too long. It's good to see you. Remember, it comes with membership for 26 months. Super long time. I get to watch the stream live after so long. Yay, dude. It really has been a long time. I hope all is well with you, OMG. I really, really do. It's so good to see you. Looking forward to experiencing this chapter and discussing it with you after that. Oh my god, OMG, bro. It's been a long time. It really has been. It's been a really, really long time. All love to you, OMG. So glad to see you. CB Maddie comes in with a 5 and says, Coach, I finally got started on the Trail's greatness. Laz, yet another individual has joined the peak fiction. Another individual has joined us on the greatness. Thanks for introducing me to the series, but now it's time for the best-selling manga in history. You better believe it. You better believe it. It's about that time. And right now, our poll, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to vote for this poll, because right now it's 51% yes, 49% no. I've never seen the poll results like this. This is actually nuts. This is actually nuts, dude. Holy flagnards. Holy flagnards. This is actually insane. I've never seen the poll like this before. So, but all love to you, CB Madden, man. So glad to have you on the Trail's Greatness. But of course, we're here for the One Piece Awesome Sauce. Definitely keep me updated on the Trail's Greatness, though, brother. Appreciate you. Kaide comes in with a TRY55 and says, Coach, reading the chapter alongside your stream is one of the few things that keeps me going. Really appreciate the enthusiasm. Also, peak incoming. All love to you, dude. Thank you for the kind words. Hope all for the best in what it is, whatever it is that you're currently going through. And let's get through this together, man. Let's read this peak. I can't wait to see what's incoming, Kaide, man. I already know it's about to be some gas. Just based on, like I said, Breezy Bird hit me up super early in the week and was like, yo. And Subra, man, they were like, yo. Under no circumstances. And I had to at least go post for some Trails greatness because I was like, there's no way this is actually happening. But then we continued the Zero Dark 30. But besides that, we've been good. And all love to them for keeping me unspoiled in this chapter. Can't wait to see what's going down. All love to you, Kaide. Thank you. Allergy, once again, you're a madman. Super Scorpio 12 comes in with a 10 and says, don't read the title, with 8 upvotes. And it's at 53%. If it stays at this point, we will not be reading the title. Dude, this is crazy. I've never seen it like this. We have people out here releasing a Kamehameha. We're seeing the Budokai Tenkaichi 4 Sparking Zero beam struggle happening before our eyes. Where's my PlayStation controller? We've got dudes out here doing this on their controller. Like it's Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And like, yeah, you know? Like, what's going on, man? We're having a beam struggle here on the channel, dog. This is crazy. This is crazy. All love to you, Super Scorpio. Let's see what happens. I've never seen it this close before. Never seen it this close before. All love to you. Thank you so much for the super. And then Kage comes in with the awesome Ghost of Tsushima picture. I have a friend of mine going through that game for the first time, and I'm very, very excited to see his reactions and thoughts on the entire thing. He's also a One Piece fan, so it's just really cool seeing someone else's reactions to like the Zoro stuff, right? Having him be the voice actor is super cool. Kage comes in with a 20 and says, one day in the future, when we're all dead and gone, someone will arise carrying generations upon generations of our history on his shoulders, and he'll throw down the gauntlet in front of the entire world. This man is quoting Whitebeard. This man is quoting the Gortbeard. The mustachioed legend himself, greater mustache than my own, mind you. I think my mustache is better than the plumber. Than good old Mario. Shout out to Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, releasing on Nintendo Switch today. I haven't got my copy yet. But Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, the remake, releasing on Nintendo Switch today. I have a better mustache than Mr. Mario, but I do not have a better mustache than Whitebeard. And that just goes to show that he truly is a man of legend. And for you to be quoting Whitebeard before we start this chapter is enough to let me know that we are in for some peak fiction. Ladies and gentlemen, we are caught up to the Super Chats. And it is time for us to get into some awesome sauce. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, this morning, I woke up to the One Piece equivalent of Trails giving me a, Shanks chapter. Where I was like, oh my god. I mean, I was losing it this morning. I was like, yo, this is peak. This is Final Saga Kondo. I can't wait for when Kai no Kiseki drops on September 26th of 2024 for the Sony PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Now, I was like, hold up, man. If I'm excited for this, if I can't wait for this, then what is going to be in store for me? For the thing that I've been told to get off social media for the thing that I've been told to not even click on the app for, what is I going to be in store for? In the latest installment, and where's the piece? In the thing that I broke off a piece of the Millennium Puzzle for. It's gone! My chair is still intact! And you want to know why it's still intact? Because my chair was like, we have to witness history. We have to be here to see chapter 1115 of the best-selling manga in history. My chair said I'm gonna finish the story like I'm Cody Rhodes mid-WrestleMania 40. We're not gonna have a Rock coming in. We're not gonna have a Cena coming in. We're not even gonna have The Undertaker. But what we are gonna have is we're going to have, I don't know if it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 pages of the best-selling manga in history. Undoubtedly, almost the best-selling comic of all time, and when Clark Kent goes running, Monkey D. Luffy's gonna come in cooking. Oda already said, my barbecue grill is moving at that Bahama Breeze type of sweet barbecue chicken. You wanna go to Sonny's? I don't mind. You wanna go to Bubba Q's? I don't mind. But we're all invited to Oda's cookout, and when he comes in there with some really nice, I don't care if you're like well done, medium rare, or raw. You know, we're all about goat, raw, fire, and peak. Well, that's what we're gonna get here today with that Ichiro Oda greatness in that 2024 installment of the final saga greatness in Egghead Island known as Piece. Let's go, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for peak. I'm ready for peak, man. Let's go. Let's go. Where's my laptop? I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm ready, baby. Let's go. Let's go. JCB. Dude, it's 53%. Alright. So, should we read the title? Dude, I'm so scared. I'm terrified to, like, not read the title because of how many individuals are saying, this is great. There's 240 votes. And most of these, oh my goodness, this is nuts. I've never seen it this close. Alright. Let's see. I got you, Fable. We're gonna breathe oxygen. Yo. Fable comes in and drops a 50. A $50 bill for their 5th super on the channel and says, stop everything and take a deep breath. Is this for the title situation? Oh God. What the flip is gonna go? What is gonna happen if the title is causing Fable to come in and tell me to stop and take a deep... What the flagnards? Okay. Alright, hold up, bro. Nay, wait a minute! Are you guys trying to stall me from reading the title? Fable, after dropping a 50, comes in and drops another 50. Another one! And says, I'm serious, the situation calls for it. Taking a deep breath. I'm trying to relax. And then, in the middle of me trying to relax because Fable just dropped 100. God bless you, Fable, holy flagnards. Joaquin comes in with a 50 bomb. And gives 50 memberships to the channel. Joaquin reaches into the Ali G bag and is like, wait a minute, I got my own airstrike to call it. I got my own. What do they call them in Call of Duty again? The napalm, the 50 napalm piece. All right, gives 50 memberships to the channel. That's nuts, dude. You guys are crazy. There should not. It should be illegal to put that many 50s back to back. You guys are crazy. What is in store in this chapter? Now I really don't know if I should read this title. Now I really don't know, bro. Oh my god. Alright, let's go. Alright. Here we go, man. All love to y'all. This is already a crazy stream. Alright, here we go. So the title is at 56%. I'm gonna respect the title. We always respect I'm hosting a democracy here. Always leave it up to the vote. So if the voters say that we have 56% saying yes, I'm going to respect the vote. And we're going to read this title. So let's go to TC. What is going on? Seniors now entitled to big wealth. They're trying to tell me I'm gonna retire? That I made so much money in that 5-second span that they're trying to send me into early retirement? What is this ad and where's my One Piece chapter? Seniors now entitled to big wealth benefits in May. What is going on, TCB? Where's my chapter? Where in the Flagnars is my chapter? Dude! There it is. I just had to scroll down. I just had to scroll down, bro. My bad. I wasn't used to the new format. Alright, here we go. I'm so nervous to read this title, bro. What is that thing about to say, dog? Yo, it better not say anything like... Bro, if it says something like Joy Boy or flippin' Roger... Or like, man, something like the Will of D. Oh man. Bro, is it gonna be the name of the ancient kingdom, dude? What is it gonna be? Oh my gosh. Here we go. One Piece. Chapter 1115. Continental Fragments. Continental Fragments? Oars the Continent Puller? Last week we were talking about Pangea. We had an incredible theory that was dropped on us in last week's stream, talking about how the One Piece world may have been systematically placed on these individual islands. Oh my god! Chapter 1115, Continental Fragments. Oh, we're getting into the thick of it. Man. Continental... Hiyori! We've got Hiyori, Toko, and Yamato. This is what I call a cover, man. We've got some rice cakes, some food she's making for her future husband, Zoro. Oni, Child Yamato, and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 5. Getting a bento from Hiyori and Toko. I'm sorry, Yamato, I love you with every fiber of my being, and I love the smile that is reminiscent of the greatest to ever do it. But Continental Fragments has me like, what does that mean? What am I gonna get? Because, of course, that implies multiple different things, right? Like, things that we've discussed, especially at length, in the last couple of streams. Talking about how the One Piece world came to be. Continental Fragments. Okay. Let's go into the notes. Otto's recent concert at the National Stadium was incredible. The world-traveling pop princess keeps outdoing herself. Yo, I need someone to look at me and hype me up the way that Oda hypes up Otto and Uta, man. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever need to find yourself someone that will be loyal to your core, that is never going to let you down, that is always going to be by your side, number one, you look at every single One Piece fan on the planet for sticking with a series for 1,115 chapters. Number two, you look at Ichiro Oda as a prime example of someone who continuously hypes up their people. Like, Oda's always hyping up his people. You know what I mean? Like, he has his football team, Dortmund, playing in the Champions League, and it's thanks to Oda that they made it that far. That's all I know. That's all I know. So if you want someone to hype you up, Oda's your best hype man. Oda is your best hype man. I'm so nervous. I'm trying to stall because I'm scared of what's about to happen in this chapter. We're starting off in Wano. Oh god, somebody turn on the air. Somebody turn on the flipping air, bro. Wait, man. Someone needs to turn on the air in this house. The flower capital, Wano. So not only do we get Yamato and Momonosuke inside of the cover spread. No. Virgo, my boy, what's good, man? All love to you, brother. All love to you. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Seriously, it's been too long. But we cut over to the flower capital in Wano. Here we even see the Straw Hat flag in the back. Those, what was it, chapter 909 to chapter 1057? However, I'm not good at math. However many chapters that was, for us to see that moment take place at the end of the arc. And for us to cut back to this scene and see it right there on full display is just so cool. It's so cool. Flower capital Wano. It's hard to believe this foreign transmission is reaching us. Even their borders are being broken. We found the snail in the castle of Mongorochi's possessions. Now you may be wondering how he came to be known. Oh man, he's still continuing with the speech. We found the snail in the castle of Mongorochi's possessions. Momonosuke! My... Kinemon Shinobu! Tama! Okay, alright, they're speaking to me now. I don't know who they're speaking to out there, but they're speaking to me! Let's go, baby. Let's flippin' go, man. So you were a pirate, Joy Boy? Just like Luffy? I love how in Momonosuke's head, he's known so many great pirates, and yet the first pirate that comes to mind is the king! Of course! You know of him, my lord? Oh yeah, Kinemon doesn't know that Zunisha told him about the Joy Boy stuff. Oh man, this is so cool. So awesome, obviously, cutting back to Wano. But now you may be wondering how he came to be known as a pirate. So Vegapunk is continuing the conversation. A jail cell? A jail cell? At the G4 naval base. G4? Joy Boy? Who cares? I bet you could I bet you could easily beat him, right, Captain? Captain Kid! Wait a minute, bro. We're about to get a live stream from King Kai's palace in the world of death? Or are we carting over to the Soul Society? Are we gonna see Genryu Saishi Gekuni Yamamoto talking to Eustace Kid as he passes on into the next life? Are we gonna see this man run up Snake Way? Looking back, while him and Kid are like, they're just singing Kumbaya, and like, yeah, we don't have to deal with those brothers anymore. I mean, it's a good time to be Eustace Kid. It's a good time. You don't have to deal with all these Blacknards. You get to live the rest of your life peacefully. Like, bro, where are we gonna see this man, bro? Hey, they're saying the jail cell. This junk better be a transport or some Castlevania stuff that goes over to King Kai's palace, brother. That's all I know. This man is gonna be 6 feet under talking about some, I'm in a jail cell. Alright, so we... Hey, who the heck is that? Is that supposed to be Killer? There's no flipping way. There's no way this is the fake Straw Hats. There's no way that's Tomorrow Black. There is absolutely no way, bro. This man went from cosplaying Luffy to cosplaying Kid, and he's rotting in prison? As your resident Sabaody Archipelago fan, you guys know how much I love Volume 61. I've talked about it in my favorite volumes of all time list. That's very high up on my list. It's the one that I always took with me to college, and I've reread it so many times. So I love my fake Straw Hats, man. I do, especially in the anime. Bro, it's flipping Tomorrow Black. It's the fake Straw Hats rotting in the G4 naval base. What in the world is going on? Joy Boy, who cares? I bet you could easily beat him, right, Captain Kid? Duh, the man's already dead. Is he referring to Kid or Joy Boy? That's our captain. The only thing bigger than his confidence is his belly. That was a good one, I'm not gonna lie. That was a good one. Yeah, I'm clearly a million times tougher than this Joy Toy. It's Joy Boy, boss. Yo, Tomorrow Black referencing Joy Boy might be one of the craziest panels in the entire series. Where in a million years would you have imagined Tomorrow Black coming back after, that was chapter like 599 or 600 last time we saw him. For the first time, like 500 something chapters that we see this brother Tomorrow Black. As a matter of fact, I think the last time we saw him was in this issue right here. Flipping December 2011. Well, we got it in December 2011. The official one came out like, or the original came out like, I know 598 dropped October 4th, 2010. So it must have been like flipping October something. That's 2010. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow Black coming back after 14 years, and he drops Joy Boy, and he's cosplaying Kid. Only Oda, right? Only Oda. This is awesome. Now he's playing with me. Now he really is going into the Recon core of this by putting Return to Sabaody and Wano in the same thing. Holy flagnards. We see some Marines. Do bear in mind, Vegapunk, I only have access to a handful of poneglyphs. He's gonna continue, bro. What is he gonna say? But their combined narrative clearly chronicles an unbelievable history about a great war in the... We're finally gonna learn! But their combined narrative clearly chronicles an unbelievable history about a great war in the distant past. The one that originally caused the reset in the verse. Here we see the panel that we keep crossing back to see the Marines on the outside as they're looking at Egghead. During that period, oh man, dude, I feel like I shouldn't be reading this, bro. I feel like I'm being spoiled. During that period, Joy Boy faced an enemy. The organization now knows. I can't believe this is real. During that period, Joy Boy faced an enemy. The organized... Is that a dragon? It's a dragon sighting! An enemy ... Monkey D. Dragon is in this chapter too. During that period, Joy Boy faced an enemy... My boy Dragon is still cooking. The organization now known as the World Government. This is crazy. Dude, it's like all these things that we've been thinking about for so many years as we ourselves, as the One Piece community, have continued to put together the pieces just as Vegapunk put together the pieces. Of like, man, this is what the entire series is building towards, is this Void-centric flashback. It's like, man, the entire story has been building towards it, and so us as the viewer, Oda's like putting these pieces out for us to discover and put the puzzle pieces together ourselves. So like Vegapunk is taking on the role of the reader here as an individual that for sure is representing us, right? As an individual who's also been putting these pieces together, which is super, super cool. So Joy Boy facing an enemy of the organization known as the World Government. Wait, isn't that us? He's like, we're the enemy? Joy Boy? Well, he did say he was a pirate. Yo, that might be the smartest dude in One Piece, man. Give him a Nobel Peace Prize. This man said, huh? Isn't that us? Well, he did say he was a pirate. Oh my god, dude. Oh, snap. I almost forgot to go to say. Vegapunk. The king. Mugiwara. No Luffy. Joy Boy. They're running from War Curry. Here we have Dorian Brogy. Back then, they were merely the Allied Powers. The Allied Powers? A temporary coalition consisting of 20 separate kingdoms. Bro, that's what we were talking about. We brought this up last week. Of like, yo, what about if Instant Messenger Sama took all of these 20 kingdoms and he sort of built them the same way that Luffy built the Grand Fleet? He just happened to bring this temporary alliance together in order to overcome a common enemy, right? So it's like, man, so they were a temporary coalition. Shout out to Kingdom. It always comes back to Kingdom, baby. Shout out to Kingdom. A temporary coalition consisting of 20 separate kingdoms. They were known as the Allied Powers. Dude, this is crazy, man. Yo, Vegapunk is nuts for actually stating all of this. And these are things that we already know, but it's like hearing it coming out of his coming from him is nuts. So here we see flipping Ho-Oh Moltres. It can be assumed that an alliance was the only feasible way to oppose the formidable faction to which Joy Boy belonged. Holy sweet mother of Aunt Jemima. It can only be assumed that an alliance was the only feasible way to oppose the formidable faction. It took 20 kingdoms? It took 20 kingdoms for them to even attempt to go and box Joy Boy? Yo, Joy Boy was flipping him! Joy Boy and the squad were them! They took the whole planet to take on this one dude and his faction! Dude! Oh, look at that panel! Is that... Bro, what is Luffy? Yo, this man looks so cool, bro. It looks like the panel from, the original Nika panel. Oh, that is so... Bro, look at how cool that looks. I gotta screenshot that. To which Joy Boy belonged. I am afraid that the cause of this conflict still eludes me. Oh my god, that's not Luffy, bro. Oh! Stop the presses! Stop the presses! Stop them all! Stop all of the presses! Hold up! Hold up! Hold up! Hold up! Hold up, bro! Wait just a minute! Wait just a minute! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, bro. Is that our first look at him? Is that our first look at Joy Boy, bro? Please. Vegapunk is looking as if he's reminiscing and or telling a tale, and we see three silhouettes. They're all wearing crowns like Instant Messenger Sama, and then above those silhouettes, so that has to be Emu and the squad, the 20 Kings, and we have a single soul flipping Joy Boy. Oh my! I gotta screenshot it again. Double screenshot. Double screenshot. Oh my God, bro! We have a Joy Boy sighting! I'm afraid that the cause of this conflict still eludes me, so do not presume to judge the morality of the combatants. I can however say that this war was a clash of two opposing ideologies. I mentioned earlier that Joy Boy was born into a fantastical civilization. Zunisha. So, New World. Zunisha, man. Brother, if I've ever needed you to speak, you're an animal of few words. But if I've ever needed you to speak, it's today. But hold on, man. Is that really a Joy Boy sighting right here, bro? It's like it doesn't even feel real, dude. So I'm assuming this is Joy Boy going in and boxing the 20 kingdoms, right? Because we see him with spears and swords. I'm pretty sure those swords are the same swords that we see on the empty throne. And they're all boxing this one dude who's in gear 5th, and it's him, it's our guy, it's the boy, bro, it's the Joy Boy. That's nuts, man. Oh my God. Just off that alone, this is like a quadruple Santa Hat level chapter, bare minimum. Bare minimum, man. What you're witnessing is history. Joy Boy in a chapter? Listen, man, I've been a part of many of these chapters. I've seen the Dragon chapters, the Shanks chapters, the Mihawk chapters, the Roger chapters, the Odin chapters, the Whitebeard chapters, the Gear 5 chapters. I've been here for a lot of them. Hell, even going into other manga. I've been here for the Aizen chapters. I've been here for the Madara chapters. I've been here for the Whoa, classic Toriko. All 8 emperors being shown in a single chapter. I've been here for the Jing chapters, the Pariston chapters. I've been here for the Byakuran and the Makuro and the Zongzis chapters back in the day. I've been here for Yoshida Shoyo chapters, for Takatsugi chapters. I've been here in my fair share of legends in manga. This is a first. This is a first for your boy, man. If that's Joy Boy, in which I'm almost 99.9% sure it is, this is my first here. I've never experienced such a thing before, bro. This is I have nothing to equate to. I have nothing to equate this to. This is like Vegapunk coming in and showing me a Jordan highlight in the year 2050. He's like, yo, this was the man who was cooking the league back in the 90s. And then you just go in, NBA and NBC theme. And you have Bob Costas on the mic. Where he's talking about MJ goes in. And Brian Russell goes in. I mean, it's like we're living the 1998 finals right now. I don't think y'all understand this, bro. We're looking at a highlight package from the Chicago Bulls Game 6 in Utah. And Joy Boy just hit his game-winning shot. I don't know if you guys are understanding me right now. This is crazy. We're looking at Karl Malone, John Stockton, and Byron Russell right in front of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I mean, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up, bro. This is crazy. This is actually nuts. Joy Boy is in this chapter, bro. One so advanced. Oh, I gotta go back. That Joy Boy was born into a fantastical civilization. Oh God. One so advanced that it's hard to believe it existed over 900 years ago. Zoe. Carrot! Wanda! Oh man, it feels Sicilian. Oh, it feels so good to see them again, dude. The weapons that existed during the century-long struggle are far beyond our modern science. That has to blow the minds of everyone on the planet. Doflamingo has to be laughing extremely hard. He has to be going crazy. He's got to be going nuts, man. The weapons that existed during the century-long struggle are far beyond our modern science. That's amazing. Carrot. A leader carrot. Thief! There's no way. There is no way. If I look down and I see Foxy in the same chapter as Tomorrow Black, it is over. I'm declaring it over. I'm packing it. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going back to Puerto Rico. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home, man. There is no way that we have a Foxy sighting in 2024. Y'all know how much I love the Davy Back fight, bro. I am that arc's biggest defender. I love that arc with every fiber in my being. I even purchased The Adventure of Nebulandia when that thing first dropped in the United States. Where is it? This is how much I rock with my guy Foxy, alright? I have a lot of memories of my boy. In English and in Japanese. Look at the ship, look at the boat, bro. What's that peanut-headed fool saying? It's flipping Foxy, dude! What's that peanut-headed fool saying? Aw, boss, you need his crew as well. Boss, you're making me hungry. Such technology is baffling even to a genius such as myself. He's so big-headed, they're still clowning him. They're still flipping. Bro, Tomorrow Black, Foxy, and Joy Boy in the same chapter. I mean, if this isn't One Piece, I don't know what is, man. I genuinely don't know what is. Who cuts from Carrot to Foxy, dude? Foxy! Bang! Oh my gosh. And therein lies our problem. Vegapunk. Labostratum. Gotcha. And therein lies our problem. So he's referring to the technology that's baffling even to him. Stussy. It's me. Edison? Edison's still breathing oxygen. Kaku? Lower the barrier and hightail it out of there. But I can't. What if something were to happen to the Straw crew? Gonna be straight with you, there ain't no point in the barrier no more. Not when there are monsters on the island who could ignore it. Garcia Saturn. We've done all we can for him. What happened to Nami and them? What happened to Nami, Robin, Chopper, Usopp, Brook? What happened to the boys? What happened to our crew? Now when there are monsters on the island who can ignore it. We've done all we can for them. I'm sure they'll make it out somehow. Edison, man, you've done so much. How much longer, Jinbei? Which one of you guys called this on stream? Someone called this on stream a few weeks ago and said Jinbei is taking too long getting Zoro to pick him up and carry him because he's clearly lost. Or Jinbei got lost himself. And we see that the two of them are together. Baby is lost as ever here. How much longer, Jinbei? My apologies, we're almost there. Come on, man. There's nothing to apologize for, we were busy. Is that you, Zoro? You're gonna get it later. You talking to Sanji? Nami, thank God. Thank God. Now hurry up, they're moving their ships to blockade the northeast coast. We see Nami and Usopp. Fantastic panel. I'll never forgive you if you get blasted out of the water after all this. That's good to hear. I was worried Stella would never forgive me if I let them get caught. As if, now get your bucus out of there. Now I don't know what to do with myself. Now that Stella's gone, who am I meant to live for? I have no purpose. Join us, Stussy. We'll take you. We'll take you on the ship. We will set you free. We don't have a android robot, a Stussy, you know what I mean? We don't have a Stussy. Any crew that has a Stussy can move different. Just ask Rux. Rux had Stussy. He was moving different. He was moving different. No crew can go wrong having a little Stussy. That's all I know. That's all I know. And so, wherever Stussy ends up going, I hope that she, on a serious note, that she's all good and well. Because this panel does hit hard. You know, you're looking at somebody who has been living, of course, for somebody else for such a long time. And now, when the Stella unit is gone, it's like, then she comes to that realization, okay, now what? I lived for this. I lived for this opportunity. I lived for what he created me to do. And now that my creator is gone, what am I meant to do now? And I think that's a very interesting thing to explore as we head into the final saga, Stussy finding her purpose. Regardless of what that purpose ends up being. And then here we see a Kaku who appears to be filled with some sort of remorse and or guilt coming out of this situation. It just makes you think. And I'm excited to see what is going to be the future here with Stussy for sure. Great panel. Great panel. Lots of food for thought in the future. Don't let him use his sword. Yeet! Is that Sanji? This man got German suplex? Why is he on the floor like that? This man's neck. Oh my god. This man looks like Brock Lesnar when he missed the moonsault. Sanji, brother, this ain't looking good. Bonnie. Ooh, Bonnie in the Chun-Li kick pose. Oimo and Kashi. Nostro. This geezer can cut anything. This guy is nuts, bro. Just look at this dude and tell me he's not him. Nostro sensed the living voices. Goes in. Delivers. Bonnie, run. 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 Bonnie, get down. Frankie. That's my general, man. Go to the general and save some time. There's a reason why that commercial always hits hard, because it's General Frankie, baby. Let's go, man. Frankie hits Bonnie with a clothesline, ensures that she gets out of harm's way. Nostro, it appears that Nostro's swing is so insanely strong that it sort of goes like the slash itself, the very act of slashing on some Dangai Ichigo stuff is just like, that in of itself is going to deliver a massive amount of damage. Like just the act of him just swinging the blade is going to cause some sort of like change in the wind current or like cause him to airbend. That's kind of nuts. I love the way that Oda drew this panel. It shows just how powerful Nostro is when he can just swing and deliver an attack with this. It feels like his blade is actually getting longer, which I don't know if that's the intended purpose. But he most certainly is delivering something of extremely high quality here. Bonnie gets sent back. This man cut the head of the ship and the mast in a single blow. Dude. Yo, Nostro, man. I can't maintain this sort of future for very long. The Void Century ended with Joy Boy's defeat. Oh, man. And it shows the Iron Giant. And it shows Zunisha. With the confirmation of something that we have put the pieces together as the community. But it's like, we know when we get to that story, it's going to be such a tragic tale. But the Void Century ended with Joy Boy's defeat. How much do you intend to say, Vegapunk? Nostro, he's heading to the skies. He's leaving? He's gonna go find Kid? He's going to King Kai's palace. Double base spread. Nostro. Oh god. There are too many life forms up here. Nostro, man. Nostro. You have to think about the planet. You're gonna destroy the whole planet, brother. There are too many life forms up here. Egghead Island. But the aftermath had grander consequences. What's going on? What happened? He pulled a law! He pulled a law with no fruit! Run. Run. Get out of there. Get out of there. Run. My laptop. My laptop closed. My laptop. Okay, it's still working. It's still working. Bro, he pulled a law. He pulled a flipping law, bro. He pulled a law from chapter 690. He cut Egghead clean in two. This might be the rawest panel in the entire arc. On top of the horse, he cleaves the island in two. After saying there are too many life forms up here, he pulls a Trafalgar Law with no opie. Holy flagnards, dude. Nah, man, Nostro, bro. Nostro, man. Dude. The wake of that ancient conflict scarred the world. And those scars never healed. I'm looking at one of them, dude. This man... You're telling me Joy Boy and the squad were boxing these monsters in their prime? Oh my god! This is like facing prime Brazil. This is like facing the all-time Brazil team, if they ever had one. Could you imagine? Could you imagine facing R9, Pele, Ronaldinho, Kaká, all at the same time in their prime? Roberto Carlos. I mean, bro, Joy Boy was him for real. Look at what he dealt with. Look at who he was boxing. Yo, man. Oh my god. What the? And we see everything. Even the Seraphim are shook. S-Snake, S-Shark, S-Bear, S-Hawk. They're falling to their deaths. They scream. No, sure. Another double spread. We all know travel between islands can be excruciatingly difficult. The seas one must traverse are so vast and perilous. This is heading into what we talked about last week, isn't it? Oh man, I've got Oda's editors in my chat. I have Oda's editors in my chat, bro. I can't believe that you guys called this, dog. If this really is where I think it's heading. I can't believe you guys called this, bro. So vast and perilous. Most people are content to live and die at their place of birth, never experiencing any culture other than their own. Isn't that a bit obvious? Yeah, everyone knows the seas are dangerous. That is common knowledge to us now. But it wasn't like that 1,000 years ago. Shimotsuki Village! Yo! A cataclysmic ecological disaster occurred during the Void Century. And the ancient world was Look at this panel, dude. This panel looks like it's straight out of a Miyazaki movie. This straight up looks like someone threw, like we were talking about last week's Afterthoughts, somebody threw Laputa into the bottom of the ocean. That's exactly what this looks like. The ancient world was swallowed by the ocean, and we are now living atop the remnants, continental fragments of the land masses that once were. I take back what I said earlier about the Joy Boy panel being concrete, my favorite part of the chapter. That might be tied with this right here. This is what they had in the Void Century on full display. This isn't a silhouette, ladies and gentlemen. This is Void Century material in 4K. Next to the whales, next to the Sea King. These are the pieces of the old One Piece world that are now underwater, under the ocean, dude. Holy Flagnar. So these are the structures that they had back in the day. And it's straight up, like we were talking about last week with the Castle in the Sky stuff. Wow, man. Wow, dude. Holy sweet mother of all Flagnards. I can't believe that you guys called it in last week's flippin' chat, bro. The ancient world was swallowed by the ocean. We are now living atop of the remnants. They are literally living on top of the ancient world that was, at that point in time, what is currently happening to the planet, which is that the tides became so high, and I'm going to assume they fired the mother flame like 100 billion times. And that thing came in and swallowed everyone whole. And it had to have been a situation where Joy Boy and the squad were drowned. They just could not live above water. Joy Boy, even with all of that against them, probably still would have won. Probably still would have whooped the Gorosei. But no, the entire planet was swallowed up in water. So that means literally the entire ancient world is under the sea. The original Wano, all these places that once belonged to the planet. Instant Messenger Sama literally reset the verse, bro. He literally reset the entire verse. I can't believe that we are in a stage in One Piece where this is actually a reality. I'm getting this in a panel. The old One Piece world, bro. And it's like, I know we got this at the end of Wano, and that's why to Oda, that was such an integral and important piece of information to have for us to see, right? That the old Wano was down here. And at the time when we saw it, we were like, wait a minute. And then I remember we went back to the Jinbei cover story. We saw how he found so many things underwater that looked like there was a civilization, right? But this confirms everything that we've been thinking about, everything we've been talking about, which once again lets me know that Vegapunk truly is in the role of the readers, man. He is the theory crafter who is putting all this together after Oda has put all these things together. Wow, man. Wow, this panel to me is just as unreal as a Joy Boy panel. I can't believe I'm seeing Void Century buildings in our manga, bro. Ivankov? Is that a... this up. You literally can't make this up, dude. I jokingly said earlier in the stream that the ... was a dragon reference. And lo and behold, Monkey D. Dragon comes in this chapter and delivers his famous line. I mean, it's the only response. It's the only plausible response, bro. Is that Humpty Dumpty? Even he's shocked by this. Sabo. Oh, man, that just reminded me. Subra sent me that Sabo's voice actor apparently got caught in like a crazy scandal. I have to look more into it. But that apparently it was some really bad stuff. So I have no idea what happened there. Or I have like a vague understanding. Like I said, I was avoiding spoilers, so I have a vague understanding of what happened. But I know something happened with Sabo and his voice actor. The world of a millennia. Oh no, I think I remember now. It was something to do with because I remember my cousin told me it was that he was taking advantage of his fame in order to seduce women or something like that. Regardless, very disgusting stuff. Very disgusting stuff. But I have to see what it actually says. I don't know what that means for the future of Sabo. Well, who cares? Who cares? We'll recast as necessary and continue. But seeing Sabo right here just reminded me of that that I received that news earlier in the week. The world of a millennia ago sleeps unseen at the bottom of the ocean. So this, once again, this lets me know that Zunisha had to have been... Joy Boy had to have, in order to save Zunisha's life, extended those legs. This is almost guaranteed for me now. I know we've talked about that as a theory before, but that is almost guaranteed for me now. Guaranteed. For Zunisha to survive, he extended the legs, and that's why they look so strange. The world of a millennia ago sleeps unseen at the bottom of the ocean. And what's so cool about this reveal is that, we've talked so many times about us going to space. In the One Piece world, space is the ultimate sense of adventure, to go out and find things no one else has found. But something just as unknown as space is the depths of our ocean and our reality, right? Like, we have explored, but just the barest of minimums of our actual ocean floor. And so our ocean floor can be seen as something as unknown to us as space itself. And so I find it to be so fascinating that nobody would ever find something like this, because of course, if the One Piece world is similar to ours in the fact that no one has ever gone to fully explore the depths of the sea, then obviously something like this could be plausible within the One Piece world. And still keeps that sense of adventure, right? And I love that. Once again, this is a pirate manga, and stuff like that is so cool to me. So cool to me, dude. I know it is hard to believe on my word alone, but there really were multiple vast continents back then. There it is. There it is. Now we're really starting to get into the meat and potatoes of it. Genzo? Arlong Park? No way. This is insane. Hey, Nojiko, my beloved. Where do you think you're going? The whole world is at stake. Nojiko, it feels so good to see you. Fill me in later. I've got to check on the tangerine orchard. Nojiko. Oh, man, dude. Oda's just pulling at the heartstrings, man. This change in the world helps explain how a century of history could be censored. Absolutely. A feat that seems nigh impossible, but it makes sense when you consider the undeniable conclusion all the data points to. Within a mere century, the average sea level rose by a staggering 200 meters. No wonder everything got taken out. 200 meters? No wonder He flooded the entire planet. How many shots of the mother of the mother frame thing did that take? How many shots? Is it like what Doflamingo said? Was it really 5? 200 meters is nuts. Even the great Joy Boy. Dude, no wonder, man. What? You're kidding. 200? That's what I'm saying. They're live reacting. A warship's only 60 meters tall. No wonder the old world disappeared. That's what I'm saying. Stop listening to this crap. We have work to do. The Seraphim and all those imprisoned Cypherpole agents were spotted falling out of the lab building. We've got to rescue them. Did you hear that? His tall tales keep getting taller. Oh, we're cutting back to Jaya. And they're not accepting the facts. So good. So good. The old farts lost his marbles. What a joke. Sock? No. No. Not the Loppins. Not Dalton, bro. You can't do this to me. Not Chopper's hometown. Is that really possible? Nah, Korea, bro. Even now, the world still finds a way to keep things interesting. That's so beautiful. That's so flippin' awesome, man. She's been around for a long time, so she knows. That mountain is around 200 meters. Is that old girl from Baroque Works? Miss Golden Week? No, Golden Week? Miss Chat, I need help. Miss Golden Week. Thank you, Miss Golden Week. See, I had it on the first try. I need y'all. I need y'all. But thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad. See, I had it. You just had to give me a little bit of time. I had to go through the memory banks, search through, and find it. You know what I'm saying? I had to search through and find it. I got you. Yeah. Miss Golden Week. You know, I still got it. Wearing the Vegapunk apple on her head, you know. You're saying something that y'all would be submerged. That's awful. How many people died? Hey, man, listen. We got a chapter with Miss Golden Week, Tomorrow Black, and Foxy, man. This is crazy. Dr. Garea, Joy Boy. This is nuts. This is prime One Piece. A Loppin. Why does that Loppin have 002 on it? Regardless, you're saying something that tall would be submerged? That's awful. How many people died? Now we know why the Wano situation happened the way that it did. That begs the question, how and why did such a flood occur? Naturally, the first inclination might be to assume it was some kind of natural disaster. Absolutely not. What is this? Galila? Water 7. This is Water 7. However, I can say for certain that it was no such thing. It was a man-made calamity. Here we flip and go, man. Now we're getting into the potatoes. You can't be serious. Morgans. Oh, man, he's going to be having the field day. Bearer of big news, Vivi! Yeah, hold on, man. We're putting this back on for my girl. We're putting it back on. Vivi's telling Morgans to shut up. Morgan's like, yo. Vivi's like, yo, shut up. She's like me whenever I'm watching a movie or I'm watching something and somebody wants to say, I'm like, bro, shut up. They're going through peak fiction. They're going through some greatness. You know what I mean? Yo, shut up. Vivi's like, yo, he's cooking. Let him cook. It's the classic Kingdom Hearts thing. Let him cook. Vivi's like, yo, let him cook, man. Let him cook. If this catastrophe was brought about by natural means, there would be records denoting early warning signs several centuries earlier. It was a severe world-altering event, after all. But all my research into meteorology, geology, ecology, and atmospheric science confirmed that One Piece is the greatest story of all time, and that there was no such natural buildup. It is impossible for such a drastic change to happen spontaneously within the span of a mere 100 years. He's spitting. Let him cook. Walpole. Big News Morgans. Vivi, my beloved. Let him cook. Let the boy cook. Meaning the cause lies elsewhere. My suspicions were confirmed a few days ago when I analyzed the world's current sea levels. Oh, he's about to cook for real. Oh, man. Moltres, this will be hard to accept. Oh, God. Garcia Saturn? Bro, what is he about to say? It will be hard to accept, but that disaster 800 years ago was caused by ancient weapons. I knew it. We all knew it, man. We all knew it. It's Uranus. It's the winged dragon of Ra. It's Uranus. We knew it. It's Uranus, bro. It's gotta be. Was caused by ancient weapons technology capable of sinking the world. And that very same firepower evidently still exists, just waiting to be used again. In other words, the Great War which ravaged the world during the Void Century. I'm sorry. I have to do it, bro. I gotta do it. Yo, man. I don't know what to do anymore. Bro. Can I just do a quick... Hold up, man. The figure who caused it all. Mr. Cause and Effect. The individual responsible for all of this. More responsible than Oda. I guarantee you Emu is pulling Oda's strings. The individual behind One Piece. The individual behind the entire story. The individual who continues week in and week out to deliver the greatest story ever told. Emu sits in the chamber of butterflies, chilling, dotting. Dragon stop what? I'm sorry, Shanks. I am sorry, Shanks. But Dragon and Emu both have the ... going for them. I can't deny it. Dragon, Emu, WrestleMania 41, book it. They both say the same thing. Dragon, I forgive you now. I forgive you because now I see that what you're doing is that you are just mimicking Instant Messenger Sama. I always knew you were a cook. I always believed in Monkey D. Dragon. But Instant Messenger Sama comes in the perfect ending to this chapter. That the Great War from all those years ago is, of course, still ongoing. As we cut into Emu's facial expression. Holy sweet mother of all Lagnards, man. This week's chapter of One Piece. Let me see if that's really it. Okay, I see nothing but ads. No break! What does he have in store for us next week? There's no break. There is no break. This feels like the ultimate I'm gonna leave for 2 months chapter. This is chapter 1086 on steroids. Do you guys understand what's happening in this chapter? He confirmed the theories of the community. He confirmed the theories of Vegapunk. He confirmed everything that you and I have been saying for weeks, for months, with reveals on top of that. This is the most Void Century. We got a Joy Boy sighting in this chapter. This... Dude, man. Yo, man. Instant messenger Sama, bro. Instant messenger Sama. Dude, I at some point, you just don't even know what to say anymore. You just don't, bro. You just don't, dude. I don't rate One Piece chapters 1 to 10 because every One Piece chapter to me is a 10. But even with every One Piece chapter being a 10, there are certain One Piece chapters that are that they go into, they force you to create a new rating scale, right? Your classic chapters, right? I feel like we've had that non-stop since Oda said we're gonna go all out. How in the world do we get a chapter like this? It's a chapter that tugs at your heartstrings with fan service, while also giving you the answers to things we have been speculating about for at least on my end, for a decade plus. We got a Joy Boy sighting boxing the Ancient Kings. We saw the Void Sentry. We have a panel of Void Sentry technology. Nostro cut Egghead in half. This chapter was that chapter from Punk Hazard, chapter 690, combined with chapter 1086, and then combined with flipping last week's chapter, combined with I don't even know, man. I just this is nuts. This is nuts, dude. Look at this panel of the Void Sentry. Look at the buildings. Look at the structure. You can see that literally an entire civilization was flooded underwater. 200 meters. Tomorrow Black was in this chapter. Unreal. Nojiko was in this chapter. Vivi was in this chapter. Miss Golden Week was in this chapter. Ichiro Oda, man, I'll tell you what, dude. And there's no break. Is Imu gonna get a face reveal next week? Are we gonna cut back to the Void Sentry and see Imu boxing Joy Boy? Are we gonna? What are we doing next week? I just, man, dude, man, bro, dude. Yeah. Dog. Holy flagnarts. Yo. Now I understand why you guys were at threat level maximum to protect me from spoilers for this week's chapter. I would have done the same thing. We had a Foxy sighting in this week's chapter. We had a Foxy sighting, a Joy Boy sighting, a Tomorrow Black sighting, and a Void Sentry. Dude, so am I of the, before I go and read the super the super chats, I have to ask, am I tripping in him confirming that it was Uranus? Tomorrow Black, I only saw Captain Kidd. Foxy vs. Emu for the world, that's what we need. That's what we need. It was Uranus, right, that he was referring to. Which means the ancient weapons are going to be the major keys of this final saga. We already expected that to be the case. What the flip does Crocodile know? He's been going for the throat since the very beginning of the series. All three weapons. So not just Uranus. Right. So confirm that it's Uranus was most likely the one, right? Because like Fable says, the and like Sun Jin Woo says in regards to what happened to Leloucia, it feels like due to the Leloucia incident happening, the hole being created, what happened in Eni's lobby, with that same hole being created, then those Aqua Laguna waves coming in, we can make the safe conclusion that if multiple of those blasts were done around the planet, then it's safe to assume that the sea levels will continue to rise. So that's just so fascinating to me. So fascinating to me. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for that. Now let's go into the supers because man, oh man. Aiden Murphy comes in with a 2 and says, "Go off, King. Joy Boy spotted. We were here, dude. We were here for a legendary scene. I can't. That is our first sighting of Joy Boy, bro. I mean, obviously besides Gear 5th as the form itself, but this is our first insight into Joy Boy of the past. Like, holy Flagnars, bro. That panel is ingrained in my head. I still can't believe I saw that panel. It was such a. I thought it was Luffy at first. I was like, bro, why does Luffy look so raw? And then I kept looking at it. I was like, what are those crowns on the bottom? I was like, bro, that's not flipping Luffy. Like, yo, dude, that's such a cool battle, man. Such a cool battle. We were here for that, Aiden Murphy. Ayo Chrome, Josh, you were the first person I thought of, bro. He says, Fee. I knew you would be hyped. Yo, when I saw that panel, I was like, bro, all the years of you and me being Foxy fans, just right there, exploded in one chapter. This chapter rewarded me, personally. Of being like a very Recon core chapter. This is a Recon core chapter. You're talking Arlong Park, Drum Island. We went back to Jaya. We saw Wano. We saw Water 7. We saw Foxy. We saw Tomorrow Black. Like we saw Joy Boy. Like, oh, this was a Recon chapter. Right? It really was. It really was. Nah, Josh, I still give me fee. I'm definitely popping in this Adventure of Nebulandia DVD tonight before I go to bed. No question. No question. Fable comes in with a 10. Appreciate you, Josh. And Aiden Murphy. Appreciate y'all. Fable comes in with a 10. It says Foxy 2024. Oh, that's what I'm voting for. No question. We're going big Foxy to carry us into the future. We're going all the way, baby. We're going all the way. That's right, Fable. Yo, if I don't see y'all voting for our boy Foxy, I mean, hopefully we can vote for Vivi, right? Vivi is our best candidate. But if it can't be Vivi, we're going Foxy. We're definitely going Foxy. Foxy 2024, we're going all the way, baby. Appreciate you, Fable. Praetoris. Was it you who brought this up? Coach, I'm so sorry for spoiling the chapter in the last Afterthoughts, but I had to cook for the first one in months, and my future sight is already screeching for the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, Praetoris legitimately called what we got in this week's chapter. It's actually nuts. I am now questioning if Praetoris is one of Oda's editors. I really am, dude. Because that's crazy. That is nuts. Like, when we talked about that, I was so into it. Like, man, so many great ideas to come from this. But the fact that it was confirmed is crazy to me. Crazy. Like, Praetoris, man. If you worked for Oda, all you had to say was that you do, bro. Like, I wouldn't judge you for it. I'd be like, yo, give Oda my number. You know what I mean? Let him know I also like barbecue steaks. And I would love to eat whatever he has cooking on his grill. I'm also a fan of Otto. You know what I mean? I'm also a fan of football. We have a lot that we can discuss. You feel me? We can discuss. We didn't have to discuss One Piece, bro. Or writing it, as a matter of fact. Just give Oda my number and we'll talk about some Peak. You feel me? Just let me know the truth is coming out. Oh man. But I appreciate you, Praetoris, man. Seriously. The first Afterthoughts in a while, and my boy cooked. My boy absolutely cooked, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you have for the next one. I can tell you right now, the moment that this stream ends, we are undoubtedly gonna put up that post for the next Afterthoughts. Well, I have to do the next Afterthoughts. There's no way we're missing it. This chapter. There's no way we're missing it, bro. It feels like we've reached a point in the series where it's going to be impossible to make like a top favorite chapters list. It's just too much peak happening right now. It just is. It just is, man. This is nuts. This is nuts. And for the lore piece tards, like we're winning. We're winning right now. Fable comes in with a 20. Keep in mind that the Sea King's head is as big as Fishman Island while you scale the size of that bridge. Dude, I didn't even think about that. You're so right. The Sea Kings are massive, and scaling it, like you said, to the Sea Kings that we saw within that arc and how huge they were, to then scale it again and see how big they were. Does that tell me if those structures were really that big, were they all giants? I mean, not all of them, but at least the individuals from Joy Boy Civilization, were they all giants? I'm not saying that that's Laugh-Tale. Obviously, that's not Laugh-Tale. But for parts of the old world, like, how many giants were really rocking back then if they had structures that huge? My mind is racing. I didn't even think about that. You're so right. The Sea King's head is as big as Fishman Island, and it really is. Like, there's no doubting that. That thing is massive, bro. And that's just one structure underwater. Unreal. Yeah, for real, we don't see bridges often, and the other bridge that we saw is the humongous one at where Robin was. In the time skip. Tequila Village. But regardless, the bridge that's currently under construction, where Robin was in the time skip. Man, that's a good point, Fable. That's a great point. Akbar J comes in membership for 7 months. Says the story is still ongoing, and just like Cody Rhodes. Tequila Wolf, thank you. Tequila Wolf, appreciate y'all. Thank you for helping this fraud fan remember the things. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. I remember Miss Golden Week halfway through, but I didn't remember Tequila Wolf. Yeah, I had the first part of it though. But Akbar J comes in and says the story's still ongoing, just like Cody Rhodes. Luffy's here to finish it. Luffy's gonna finish the story, bro. Luffy is going to finish the story, man, and I'm gonna be here for it. And I'm gonna be here for all of the interruptions and the entrances that need to happen in order to make all of that happen, right? The John Cena's, the Rocks, the Undertakers will be there no matter what. To see who those end up being. But 100%, Luffy's gonna finish the story, bro. And it's so cool the way that he put that. Like, the Great War is still ongoing today. And the individuals who are in charge of the ancient weapons, man, that's gonna be so crazy when we cut. Now, I wonder how Momonosuke is gonna take... and Momonosuke having that knowledge of Pluton, and if he opens the borders, is going to free Pluton, right? I wonder how he's going to take that knowledge now, considering what's being said here, as well as what's about to happen to Fishman Island, considering Shirahoshi is another ancient weapon too. So if that Great War is ongoing, and they no longer have to worry about the people on the planet knowing about it, and they're just going to go for it, then I would not be surprised if they just straight up start going for the ancient weapons. Like they already have Uranus, obviously, so I wouldn't be surprised if the prophecy becomes fulfilled with Fishman Island soon. Them coming in and attempting to or actually succeeding in destroying it. A person with a straw hat, attempting to get Shirahoshi. I assume there's probably going to be much more than that with the history and stuff, but. And then in Momonosuke's case for Pluton, it's like now the war for the ancient weapons is really gonna start taking place. So it just makes me think what the different ways that the story can go, if that's gonna be like one of the major central focuses, which we already knew is gonna be one of the central focuses, but still, it's nuts, man. I appreciate you, Akbar J. Reigns to Link with membership for 6 months and says, peak chapter. But you know what else I'm expecting in the future? The red-haired pirate's reaction towards Vegapunk live stream. Dude, I thought we were going to get that this week. I thought that the reason why people were telling me to get off social media was because we were going to get a Shanks sighting in this chapter. And that was wrong. We got a Joy Boy sighting in this chapter. So it's like, now we're going to eventually see the reactions of Buggy, Shanks, and Blackbeard, Mihawk, and these characters, and how they are going to respond to this information, whether it be verbally or through action. Like, I'm excited to see how they feel about all of this now that we're seeing everybody's reactions to all this information. Because obviously, Vegapunk's live streaming. Hopefully, he's also getting some supers and stuff of that nature to keep that thing going. But I genuinely do hope that we get the reactions from the Emperors, because they're going to be endgame. Buggy, Shanks, Blackbeard, especially Blackbeard. His importance to endgame is written on the wall, right? He's going to be one of the most important aspects of the end of the story. So, I need all reactions. And like Fable says, hopefully next week is all reactions and the escape as we head into post-Egghead, because it does feel like we are heading into the post-Egghead section where we're going to connect this to Elbath and to the rest of the story. Like, obviously, we spoke of Egghead being a parallel to Sabaody that's going to set up the rest of that saga, right? It's going to set up the rest of the series. And we can totally see that happening here. This is setting up everything that the world of One Piece needs to know, and we as the reader need to know before we head into the final stretch of the story and the final couple of arcs. Crazy momentum. Crazy momentum. I would not be surprised if chapter 11, 17 would be the break chapter after 11-17? If we stay on the 3-week thing. If we go 11-15, 11-16, 11-17, I would not be surprised if 11-17 is the last chapter of Egghead, where we're gone. And then we go into post-Egghead to deal with all the consequences. That would not surprise me in the slightest, the way that things are currently going. But yeah, no, Reigns to Liam. I can't wait for Shanks and the Red Haired Pirates' reaction to all of this for sure, especially since they had the Nika fruit and stuff of that nature. Thank you, Reigns to Liam. I appreciate you. Ian comes in with a 5 and says, to be honest, I can't see a world where Egghead is not on my top 3 arcs, man. Same here. This arc has been on a different level. I can tell y'all right now, when I do my... like I said, like I've told you many times, we're going to do a favorite arcs in One Piece list at the end of this arc. Whether that be in the break week, after all of this, whether that be next week or the week after. Soon, we are going to do this favorite arcs of all time list. And I am so curious where Egghead lands, considering how much, at the very least, of my community has really been enjoying this arc. I can only view our community through the lens of the way that I see it, right? But Egghead has been the most beloved arc in all of my years of reading the series weekly. Every single arc, except for Zoe and Reverie, because they were so short, at some point were controversial. And there was a split reaction to them. Egghead, from chapter 1062 until this chapter, or 1061 technically, to this chapter, has been universally beloved in my community. I'm not sure how it is overall in the community, but in my community, it has been universally beloved. So I'm very curious on seeing where that ends up on everyone's lists whenever we get to it. I'm super, super excited. And for that entire list, obviously, but specifically to seeing where Egghead lands on even on my own list. I'm still thinking about it, man. I don't know, because, God, it is making a case for top 1 with every chapter. We got a Joy Boy sighting in this arc, bro. In this flipping chapter. Oof. Insane. Insane, man. Thank you, Ian. I couldn't agree more. It's just such a special arc. Arend comes in membership for 21 months. Shout out to Arend. I know this theory may be old, but Imu representing the moon and Nika the sun would be a nice combination for a cause of a king's tide. Ooh. So let's search this up. King's tide. What is a king tide? A king tide is a popular non-scientific term people often use to describe exceptionally high tides. Ooh, okay, Aren. If that is a popular, or if that is an old theory, if I've heard it before, I don't remember at this point in time. A king tide is a non-scientific term people often use to describe exceptionally high tides. Tides are long period waves that roll around the planet as the ocean is pulled back and forth by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun as these bodies interact with the Earth in their monthly and yearly orbits. Higher than normal tides typically occur during a new or full moon, and when the moon is at its perigee, or during specific seasons around the country. I never knew that was called a king tide. That is so interesting, especially like you said, with the connections between Emu and Luffy, if that is what we're going for. I think that is super, super cool. All love, Fable, yo. Have a good one. But no, that is so cool, Aren. You brought it up to, like I said, if somebody else has brought it up, I apologize for forgetting. But that is so cool. That is so cool. I think I'm going to have to bookmark that, actually, to come back to this, maybe in the Afterthoughts. That is such a cool idea. All love to you, Aren. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Asha Samurai Jiro. Yo, bro. Trails Peak. Trails Peak, bro. It comes in with a 5 and says, absolutely insane day. First, I wake up and receive some of the best news that a Kiseki fan can get. Dude, we got... Like, I was trying to explain to my cousin. We got today, for Trails, the equivalent of, like, a One Piece fan getting what we got in today's chapter. Or the way that I referred to it is that the way that, like, a Shanks chapter or a Roger chapter or, like, one of those really crazy chapters would be to, like, Trails. That's the way I described it, where I was like, man, this feels like a flipping Shanks chapter just being dropped out of nowhere for Trails fans. And little did I know, the actual chapter that we got today would end up being that very same thing for Trails fans. I mean, nuts. God, man, what a great day today's been. And now I get to see flipping Joy Boy, greatest day of all time. I mean, seriously. You get Joy Boy and the greatness that we got in that Trails trailer. It's like, bro, man. What a day, Jiro. What a day, Ashen Samurai Jiro, bro. Absolutely peak. Appreciate you, brother. CB Maddie comes in with a 10 and says, Trails Journey 1. Thank you for introducing me to the series, coach. Started playing Sky FC. Just finished the first chapter and I'm hooked. Let's go, baby. The music is peaking. The gameplay is right up my alley. Oh, that's awesome. So, I know the gameplay normally, it's hit or miss, obviously, because it is turn-based and it has, like, those strategical elements as well that I love from games like the GBA version of Fire Emblem, for example. It has the type of energy going for it. So I always love the gameplay from the beginning. So if you already like the gameplay, you like the music, and you're already digging the story, I think you'll be in for a good time. Because it does normally take a while if those elements aren't in sync. So if those elements are in sync for you, that's so cool, CB Maddie. That is so cool. Trails in the Sky FC, man. What a special. That's the East Blue, you know what I mean? Like, that's the East Blue of Trails, bro. Then he comes in with another 10 and says, it's the characters that are really getting me. Everyone who doubts Estelle. My girl Estelle, bro. Estelle Brighto. I want to keep playing to see her become a top racer, and there's 2 more games with them. I can't wait to play them all. We love to see it, man. No, it really is the characters. The characters is what is my favorite part of Trails. I love the music. I love the story. I love the gameplay. So many elements, but the characters really is what makes Trails so special to me. And so the fact that that's also connecting with you at this point, this early on in the story, is so cool, dude. So cool. Shout out to Estelle, man. The greatest. But not the CD, man. Thank you for updating me. That genuinely warms my heart. I appreciate you for that. Michael Mickles, my boy, my guy. He comes in members for 28 months and says, "No, I missed it. I got used to Friday chapters." See, I'm so glad we came back to Thursday. I'm not gonna lie, man. At least personally, I'm so glad we came back to the Thursday releases. Gonna catch us later, King. Hope you've been well, and congrats on 26k subs. Appreciate you, dog. Do you think of users sinking because they're being pulled to the old world? Do you think users are sinking because they are being pulled to the old world? Fruit users are potentially sinking because they're being pulled back to the old world, like some sort of magnetic force. That is, yo, Michael Mickles. That is a very, you just brought up a bunch of different interesting scenarios that just popped in my head. All love to you, OMG. Thank you so much. It was awesome to see you here. Dude, my mind is kind of like a few things would make sense if that were to be the case, especially after this week's chapter. That's a great, great theory, Michael Mickles. If fruit users, once again, this is a pirate manga, once they hit a certain part of the water, are like being called back down to the old world, forcing them to drown, then is that how they originally died? Because such a concept didn't exist. Maybe they could swim in the past. And once the old world was sunk, but then it makes you think, what is pulling them down? Ooh, yo, Michael Mickles, that's a great idea, dude. That's a great idea, man. I like that a lot. You cooked. You cooked. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Wow, Ashwin Murali comes in with 4 hundos and says, if the mother flame rose the world sea level by 1 meter, then what energy source rose it by 200 meters? Facts. Is that the difference? Is that what Ashwin? Is that what Vegapunk was trying to say? Was the difference between the mother flame they have now and the original energy source? Because maybe the original energy source from back then is the difference in what caused it to be 200 meters. And the one now was able to replicate that, but obviously not something that's not as strong as the original source. The war probably came to a standstill when Lily spread the panic to save the future. Lodestar arc post Elbaf. So Lodestar arc, I've always liked that idea. I think Lodestar is going to be like a sort of transitional arc. It's going to be like a Jaya. I've always seen it as like a Jaya, a Zoe-esque arc before Laugh Tale. So I would be down for Lodestar arc post Elbaf. Now, going into the war being a standstill, yes. When Lily spread the poneglyphs, yes. Yes. I mean, think about it this way, right? When they reset the verse, when Emu reset the verse, he really had nothing to oppose him after that. Nobody even knew this stuff was real. So now that they know this stuff is a reality, now that most the One Piece world knows that this is a thing, now it really continues. Now it really, really continues. Unless they considered when the Great Pirate Era started once again, that was like the continuation of it, right? Like this was, oh, now it's really ongoing. But I do love the idea of that being a thing. I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool. Appreciate you, Ashwin. Thank you so much for that. Rox D Dragon comes in with a 10 and says, the speech from Roger from opening 2. Oh yeah, a legendary speech. The ongoing war. And read the chapter, the clash of opposing irreconcilable ideologies. Yes, is understood via historical materialism. So let me listen to Believe and watch that first part again, because you're absolutely right. Even Wonderland. Let's see, One Piece opening 2. Let me mute it so I don't get taken down my emu. Okay. Inherited will. The destiny of the age and the dreams of the people. These are the things that will not be stopped. As long as people continue to pursue the meaning of freedom, these things will never cease to be. It's so true. And it's like it always calls back to those main core thematic elements of the story. In every arc, in every character, but even now with these huge reveals, it always calls back to that Roxy Dragon. Those ideologies. Clash of opposing ideologies. The tides of the times. Ganon, yes. Holy flag lords, man. Dude. Yeah, Yoshi, great point. The magnetic fields are already messed up. Remember the Southbirds. That's true. That's true. Check chapter 223, page 16, Coach. Clash of Ideologies. As Vegapunk said, 223. That's Jaya. 223. I will go get the volume, but I'm already on the thing here. 223. Page 16. Oh, with Blackbeard and Luffy? Yes, I like that. I like that. Going back to one of the comments earlier. So I have a few comments I want to discuss here. The first one being this idea that is Ninja Pope is bringing into the picture of the Mother Flame potentially feeding off of Nika's sun power. Now, we talked about this last week about like the way that the hair looks like the Mother Flame and stuff of that nature. But I think after what we saw in this week's chapter, it's starting to become clear, especially with what I just read a few minutes ago with the Mother Flame comment, that the Mother Flame that we have now is most certainly not as powerful as whatever they had back then. So, if you're right and it feeds off of that sun power or whatever that energy source was, then if Vegapunk has already introduced it, we're going to see it again here, but before the end of the story. Which tells me either A, like you said, it really is that, and it's going to, and the more we see Luffy with his power, the more likely we're going to see the Mother Flame rise in its power as well. So if that's the case, or I should say if that's not the case, then I wonder how they're going to continue to work on making the Mother Flame as strong as it was back then. Because my assumption is that we are going to get a similar scenario and or a race against time here at the end of the story, like we talked about last week. On the whole world's about to be flooded, unless we beat Imu in time, right? The classic Oda formula of race against time. So, in order to get to that point, Imu either needs to fire the Mother Flame multiple different times, or we're about to see him fire one massive one, con todo power, like they say in Puerto Rico. Like, holy flagnards. Holy flagnards. McDude says, doesn't this confirm that though that Laugh-Tale is underwater? So that's another idea. If Joy Boy left his treasure at the island before the Great Flood, then that appears to be the case. It real deal does feel like Laugh-Tale is underwater. And I love that so much because once again, it's a pirate manga. But also, most of the strong individuals have fruits. So they wouldn't have the opportunity to be able to reach there and get to that point unless they coat their ship the way that the Straw Hats did to get to Fishman Island. So then begs the question, where is Laugh-Tale? How far deep is Laugh-Tale? If it truly is underwater, and why has no one been able to find it? Is it really as simple as this? As it being a part of this obviously the Void Century that no one's found for all these years. But I'm so excited to figure out how Nami gets and finds it, right? Because as our navigator, that's going to be her finest moment of being able to see and figure out where Laugh-Tale is. A place where so many people have attempted to go find and no one's been successful. So now I do wonder if it is confirmed to be down there, how are we going to get there? And in what way? Obviously through Nami. I appreciate you, Sophisticated Waltz. Thank you. Trail's greatness, yo. Trail's greatness. Maybe the fruits sinking is like a homing device to try to pull them and bring them back home. Kind of like if the fruits are these pieces of man-made technology that, like I said earlier, is sort of like a magnetic thing, where they're sort of like being pulled back home, which is so interesting. And Scale says, the last time sea levels on Earth were 200 meters higher than today was during the age of the dinosaurs. Fascinating stuff there. Brandon King says, was wondering about the two ideologies and it made me remember way back in Oda's Proto One Piece one-shot, he named two types of pirates, Peace Mains and Morganeers. Ah, and those are the two ideologies. True that, Brandon King. That is a great callback. Because obviously, Oda continues to pull back on its inspiration, especially now that we're heading into the end game of the story. We're clearly seeing the things that made One Piece a story that it is in its conception. The things that he had in mind all the way back then. So, if he always wanted to tell a story about these two different kinds of pirates, these two different ideologies, two ways of going about things, then it would be really cool if that's where that, like, started to come to be. The core of that aspect was when he was creating that Proto One Piece one-shot with the Peace Mains and the Morganeers. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Kosh Panda says, what if the opposing ideology is something stupid like North Pole versus South Pole, a cherry pie versus a drink, and that's why Roger laughed? So One Piece, I would love it, a Kosh Panda. It's so One Piece, I would just laugh. That would be great. That would be great. Sunjin Woo comes to membership for 7 months, says, on magnetic fields, what if the log pose's reset time is influenced by how much an area is submerged underwater and connected underwater link faster? Dude. Another banger of a comment connecting to what this has all been about this whole time. If the log pose's reset time is influenced by how much an area is submerged underwater and thus connected to the old world, the underwater link faster. Sun Jin Woo, that is a great comment. And would explain so much about how the One Piece world is the way that it is now. Right, Aaron K. True that, Shahad. Water 7 took a week. Man, great comment, Sunjin Woo. Great food for thought. Great food for thought. Ashwin then comes in with a hundos and says, Clash was because Joy Boy was a liberalist, while the Allied forces were most likely on a traditional monarchy. And I think LT could be inside RM. That Laugh Tale could be inside RM. It's inside of Real Madrid. Where's you're talking about Reverse Mountain. Reverse Mountain. Yes, so the popular theory connects everything. I've always loved that theory. So I'm down with Laugh Tale still being inside of Reverse Mountain. I really am down for that idea. I do. I think that is a very fun theory that's been around for a while, and it does the X marks the spot thing, and it's just perfect. To me, it's perfect. So I do like that idea a lot. Yeah, Reverse Mountain. Yeah, I gotcha. That is going back to the first part of your sentence, or of your super. Joy Boy with how he viewed and valued freedom, and the individuals being on the side of a traditional monarchy is fascinating to me. Especially with how much Oda has taken inspiration from historical things up until this point, and just the history of the planet and of our conflicts and stuff of that nature. It would be interesting to see him continue to. I mean, obviously, he's done that with literally every arc. With well, not every arc, but a lot of the major arcs with the Straw Hats and the monarchies that were put into play. But I just find it to be so fascinating that it's on the other side, right? Like, Joy Boy and them living freely, and then the monarchs come in to take over. I think it's just so interesting to have that in reverse. But thank you. Thank you, Ashwin. Great comment. Vortex comes in and says, shout out to my boy Vortex. Finally, Joy Boy makes his debut in the story. Bro, so crazy, man. So hype. If you notice, Coach, the Kings fighting Joy Boy have a similar pattern to the God's Knight silhouette panel. Same powers. Ooh, good eye. Didn't even put 2 and 2 together there. That's so true. Ah, man, yeah. God's Knights, then their descendants being the current God's Knights? Yes. Inject that into my veins, Vortex. Inject that into my veins. Love that idea. Love that idea. Mist! What's good, yo? What an insane chapter, bro. Crazy thing is, Morge really guessed all the lore reveals bar for bar in this chapter. Yo, shout out to Morge, man. Shout out to my guy in this chapter a few weeks ago in a theory vid. Yo, I did not know that. Shout out to Morge for cooking, if that's the case. That is awesome. Coach, even with all this lore, Oda is still hiding rocks. What is the man saving rocks for? That means rocks has significant endgame importance. Significant endgame importance. And that's why he still hasn't shown him for one reason or another. Or he really is connected to Buggy. Deontay Black comes in and says, if I was Emu, I wouldn't dare leave an ancient kingdom in the bottom of the sea to rot. Emu definitely has that place somewhere near, and only him can get to. So he can always keep eyes on the kingdom that at one point in time. And that would honestly make sense, bro, considering how he feels about the giant straw. If the giant straw really did belong to Joy Boy, and he keeps that thing as a trophy, very near and dear to him where only he can get to it, then even more so for the Ancient Kingdom, right? But maybe Luffy and Blackbeard. True that. That's actually a great call. Would explain the posters too. I can't believe we're having this conversation right now, bro. And it feels like we're gonna get the reveals like right around the corner. Crazy. Real Madrid is in Reverse Mountain. That's right. The Bernabeu is in Reverse Mountain. Arend comes in with a 2,500 CRC and says, 1 out of 3. I am convinced that Joy Boy, just like Luffy, convinced everyone in the old world about the importance of freedom. Yes. 100%. And now, with that being said, Arend, I wonder where we're going to be headed with the Joy Boy Nika stuff, considering they're two different entities, right? And if Nika was known as somebody who freed people, freed the slaves, then what of Joy Boy? What of Joy Boy? Obviously represented freedom, but in what way? Was he just inheriting Nika's will, similar to the way that Luffy's now inheriting Joy Boy's? Yo, Mouse, what's good, yo? What's good? Then Arend comes in with a 10,000 and says, with the history of a world now submerged, the existence of devil fruits is a way to control the individuals curious and brave to go out and explore the world by distracting and restricting them with these powers. Yes. Exactamundo, Arend. That's why they made the encyclopedia so easily accessible. They want these individuals to go out and eat these fruits if they dare to go out in the seas, because they know they could just easily take them all out once they raise the sea levels. And I think that's such a fascinating idea, that they would want to control people by making them feel like they have the illusion of power. Obviously, they are very powerful. You put somebody like a Kainu in the field, a Kainu is a massive threat. But even a Kainu wouldn't be able to do anything against a 200-meter tidal wave. You know what I mean? Where the sea level raises a full 200 meters. No one would be capable of stopping that. So it's like keeping these very strong individuals under control. That must be why they fear Roger so much, as somebody who didn't have a fruit. Similarly now to somebody like a Shanks, right? Who does not have a fruit. Want to keep a close eye on him. These individuals who do not have fruits, they must be like, then if that's the case, it really does feel like Emu was very wary of Luffy and Blackbeard, obviously because he represents something from back in the day. Luffy being Joy Boy and Blackbeard with Marshall D stuff. But those two, Blackbeard with 2 fruits, and Luffy obviously with the one of Legend. So it's just so fascinating, these things with fruits now. Devil fruit powers that were, so then Arend continues, devil fruit powers that were born out of the desires of the drowned who opposed the government's ideology. The desires of the drowned who oppose the government's ideology. Yes. Then those abilities born out of those desires how deep this can get really deep, you know. This can get into some really, really crazy stuff down the line. I love that idea of Emu giving them this illusion of like, yeah, you want all these fruits? Go ahead, I'll give you anything. You want a magma fruit? You want a light fruit? You want the fire fruit? You know, you want the yummy yummy no me? You want any of these? Go ahead, no worries, no worries at all. I'll let y'all have whatever fruit you want, dude. That's so cool, and it. I can't wait to see what these abilities came from, because obviously those are the hints we're getting from the Gorosei and Emu as individuals who are obviously not afraid of any of this, or even if they are afraid of this, then they're not showing it because they live at a place that's so high that even if a flood were to come down, they would be safe. But now I'm wondering, stepping away from Devil Fruit thing for a second, we've talked a lot about why the Celestial Dragons wear like the astronaut suits and stuff, and now, so I'm this is just me, right, wondering if this Great Flood came in 200 meters high. There had to have been a human that survived. 2 humans, as a matter of fact, in order to reproduce. Because if the Celestial Dragons and the individuals in the Marijoa are meant to showcase that... No, there has to be many different individuals survived. So here's my thought process, right? The Celestial Dragons and the individuals from back then represent the 20 kingdoms that came and got the job done, and are from the lineage of the old world. But if there was a monkey D back, anybody with a D, clearly taking in from people from back in the day, then there had to have been some kind of humans that survived everything that happened there. Was that done with a Noah, like in reality? Were some humans inside of the Noah were able to remain there until the sea levels came back down? And maybe a whole bunch of different races were there. Maybe that's how the giants survived, how humans survived, and many of the other different races that are on the planet. Right, 2 humans are not enough. I feel the same way, Scale. Right, the 20 kingdoms surely survived, but I'm talking about the other humans on the planet. Or even, not even just the humans, the other species. Bro, we're talking about 200 meter waters, bro. Like, it's obvious why the individuals in Skypiea and Fishman Island survived. I'm talking about the people. Imagine Blackbeard actually being able to swim. That'd be fantastic. That would be awesome. If Mighty Joe was known as heaven, then what if the will of D is the will of the damned, as if damning someone to hell? The ancient kingdom representing the hell opposing heaven. I mean, considering what we've gotten so far with the enemies of the gods and stuff of that nature, and what they're building with the story Braden King, I would not be surprised if that is the case at all. At all. The mountains that were taller than 200 meters back then have turned into the islands we see now. Many people took refuge on the mountains. That's a great point, Akash Pan. I didn't really think of that. That's true. Excuse me, that is so true. So the individuals who took refuge in the mountains, those would be like the last remnants that were not wiped out by that massive flood. Wano is still there. Yeah, great point. Yeah, I guess that is a great, fantastic point. Yeah, Wano being like the biggest example of that. I guess it was just me having a brain fart moment where I was just trying to put together 200-meter level rise for us to. I'm like, man, like 90% of the population is gone. So I was just trying to think about the last remnants of humanity, the giants, and all them, how they survived. But obviously, they would be able to survive in places like Wano and these because they are that high up. So that honestly makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. It's crazy, Yoshi. It's crazy. Yeah, true that, Tiante. Vivi's the key. Exactly, Peekaboo. We were talking about that a few weeks ago. Like, that must be why they hate the fishmen so much. They're the only ones that they can't wipe out. They cannot wipe them out. No matter how many times they try to do the great cleansing, they will not be able to wipe out all the fishmen because they won't be able to drown. Yeah, 100% Leo Dog. And it's a pirate manga. It makes it even cooler. If you notice, the voice entry concerned islands are more connected to Joy Boy, like Wano and Zoe, while more ancient islands are connected to Nika, like Elbaf and Skypiea. Vortex, that's a great point. That's a great point. Voice entry concerned islands are always connected to Joy Boy. And the ancient islands are the ones that are connected to Nika. That's so true, dude. So true. Aaron comes in with a 2,500 and says, last fight in the world was a survival race to save as many people as possible. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. 100%. That is a great call. They were potentially having Lily, having Kuma's fruit, wiping people to the top of the mountains to save them. Yes. Yes, they all must have worked together to save as many people as possible. Zunisha being utilized to save the minks. Yes. It's right in front of our faces. Joy Boy's apology must have been related to not saving more. That is such a great comment, Arendt. That is a great point. So true. So true, Arendt. So true. Great call. And that does make a lot of sense. The first time we see it silhouetted like Joy Boy, that's why it was so hype, Leo Dog. That is why it was so hype. For the first time ever, we were able to see the silhouette of Joy Boy. And he looks so cool. Which means if we get the silhouette, sooner rather than later, we got to see both him and Rox. Ah, Shahat. I'm interested if Oda is going to use the Moses Sea opening to recover the old nation. That would be really cool. For us to have the splitting and we see do you know how cool that would be? That would be awesome, man. That would be really cool. I've always thought that once we get into the voice entry, we would get like a Prince of Egypt kind of story when we get to Alabasta, right, with the Lily stuff. As like its own self-contained thing. And I always felt like that would be something. So to also have that would be super dope. That'd be super dope. Venus Juro is looking dangerous, man. Seeing Oda hype up all the swordsmen before Mihawk is making me even more sad for the first true showcase of his power and even dies. Yeah, for sure, Mist. For sure. It's like when we saw what Venus Juro could do in this chapter. Doing what Law did with his fruit. But cutting Egghead in half is crazy. Crazy, dude. It's like I can't even imagine what Mihawk is going to be capable of when we see the brother cooking. The Grand Line of submerged mountain range with all the islands representing peaks that do explain the calm belts, disrupted ocean currents caused by fully submerged mountains. Shironura, yes. That's a great point. Yeah, fully submerged mountains are those disrupted ocean currents. And that is the calm belt. Dude, that is such a great point. And that actually does explain why that thing exists. I want to reread Fishman Island now after the Atlantis panel. Oh, yeah, me too, bro. I love how I call it the Atlantis panel. Yeah, me too. I also want to reread Fishman Island. I need to reread Little Garden and Fishman Island before we get to Elbaf. And technically Skypiea as well. Exactly, Rello. Wondering if the Gorosei could swim. Their abilities don't even have the devil fruit naming conventions that all the others do. And I think that this is Oda showing us what because I'm pretty sure that's like the original powers, right? Like the original that, and the other ones in the Void Century were like the original abilities, and then the fruits is like that captured. So if they have like the original abilities, I'm not sure if they can swim, and if they can swim, then that would mean there's something within the fruits that does not allow them to swim. But it is so interesting that he has shown us both his Vegapunk's theory on fruits and then literal manifestations of that in Garcia Saturn and the rest of the Gorosei. Oh, for sure, Snoop. That's coming. That's coming. We're starting to finally get answers. The trail's hype for the new game got me so excited, bro. I need to catch up by the core localization. Man, I know Van is going to be one of the greatest already, dude, man. Yeah. Dude, that trailer. The trail's hype for this new game. Like, bro, the Trails community is as excited for this game as when we got out of Wano and we're about to head into the final saga. Like, it is nuts. This is literally the beginning of the final saga of Trails. This is next game. We are so excited. This is the most excited I've been for, well, this and when Cold Steel 4 is supposed to be released because of the cliffhanger. And I was like, oh god, I need to play Flippin' CS4. But definitely, I think Kai might be the most hyped I've been for a Trails game, just because of the insane stuff they keep revealing for that game, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Hopefully you'll be able to catch up before before it gets localized. You might be able to make it. Let me see. July in a month? Yeah, I think you could. You just gotta go ham. Oh, that would change everything, Ganon, guess. If one of the Gorosei swims after the giant's boat, that would change everything. Then that would really... That would force us as the viewer and the reader to look at a clear difference between fruits and whatever the Flagnars the Gorosei are. Right, Tiante Black. It would make them even more terrifying. And like you said, it would make them similar to Godzilla and the other kaiju from the Monsterverse. Absolutely. Then we would be comparing similar to the Mother Flame versus the original energy source. We would be comparing Devil Fruits to the original species themselves, or the original whatever they are themselves, in the Gorosei. Yeah, Miles Smiles. It's very interesting. I don't know how the Iron Giant woke up 200 years ago. I'm assuming it would have to do something with the Mother Flame, based on what we know right now. It might not be something with the Gomu Gomu no Mi. It could be something with the Mother Flame. But if it is something with the Gomu Gomu no Mi, I wonder if somebody awakened it 200 years ago. But I just don't see that being the case. So it probably has to do something with Mother Flame. And or the energy source, right? Or something calling to them. That Iron Giant thing is that is one of Oda's best mysteries right now. Considering what we know. Oh, Praetors. If the reason for the conflict is something silly, once again, it would be so Oda that I think, like I said with the Dorian Brogue thing, centuries-long battle with forgotten origins between two childish people. Yes. It would be so Oda. I'd be down for that. 100%. Makes sense why Rayleigh coats boats. Absolutely. I'm so happy Joy Boy looks like Luffy now. I feel more sympathetic towards Joy Boy whenever we will lose more connection to him. Vortex. By the time we finish that Boy Century flashback, if we have as much as a connection to Joy Boy as we have the other flashback characters and or Straw Hats who have had their long fleshed out flashbacks, I'm gonna be in pain when Joy Boy dies, because obviously every other character in the series besides Kuma, we have gotten Kuma, even though he's quote unquote dead, right? Because he's not there, but he is still there, right? He's still there, just not there. So there's still a chance, like a 0.00001% for Kuma. Joy Boy would be the protagonist of a flashback in which he dies. So, like, imagine being Bellemere or Korasan. These are characters within the central protagonist character's flashback. So, like, within Lost flashback, within Nami's flashback, Chopper's flashback, all of these characters died within those flashbacks. The protagonist of that flashback, Joy Boy, for those, I don't know how many, a volume's worth, 2 volumes worth of chapters, like Odin. It would be very similar to the Odin flashback. We would follow Odin as the protagonist of that flashback and see him die. That just hurt, dude. It hurt a lot for Odin. Imagine how it's going to be for Joy Boy. Man. And Nolan, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so I guess Oda has done that before. He did it with Odin. He did it with Nolan, where 2 characters at the end of their flashbacks died. That's a great point. That's a great point. So yeah, I guess he did already do it with 2 of those characters. And those 2 characters are very important. Yeah, same, Ninja Popo. I might be an empty husk right there with you. It's crazy how great Egghead is. A few months ago, Kuma was the only thing on everyone's minds. Now we're talking about the Boy Sentry. King Hobo Joe, we went in this arc from talking about the fact that we come from a past that was actually the future. And then we talked about Saul and O'Hara, to Gear 5 versus Lucci, to Garcia Saturn, and then we had that crazy stretch with Divine Departure and all the insanity happening there. Back to back to back to back. Cut back over to Egghead. Craziness happening. Kuma flashback. That's all we talked about. Gorosei showing up. All we talked about was the Gorosei. And now it's just been nothing but lore piece and voice entry piece for the past couple weeks. Egghead is so special, man. Cold Steel 3 is too peak, bro. I'm gonna definitely have to turn up the grind already. Got you with the updates. Jeez, let's go. Earlier. Oh, you hit me with some updates earlier? Watch out for them. I will catch up with Kuro no matter what. Let's go. Let's go. We love to see. I gotta see where you're at in Cold Steel 3 right now. Whenever I tap in. Absolute greatness. That's such a great game, dude. Oh yeah, Ashwin, yo. Eldaf's gonna be nothing but peak raw fire and greatness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just a reminder that in a year we're gonna see the Gorosei fight animated. That's gonna be terrifying. I can't even imagine how it's gonna look like in the anime. That's gonna be so goated. So we're gonna call it here. A few more comments. I appreciate y'all for being here with the boy. I gotta save my throat for the afterthoughts. Let me get some water real quick. Yeah, Yoshi for sure, right? Like everyone who knows stuff, they're always hiding information. that's the way it is in stories, but especially in One Piece. Yeah, everything's just starting, bro. Just the appetizer. Toki's gonna play such a massive role. I can't wait. Can't wait to see the source of why Toki had to leave Wano, right? Like that's gonna connect to so many things. Toki in real time, McDudes. Like, man, that voice entry flashback. It's going to be peak. The panel when Vegapunk said the voice entry ended with Joy Boy's defeat. We had Sunisha and Ancient Giant on the panels. Already hit hard. I'm telling you, the full flashback is going to kill us, bro. It's going to absolutely destroy us. The series will just keep getting better and better until it ends. It will, Doron Russ. It just will. It just will. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, keep an eye out if you want to be a part of the Afterthoughts. We'll definitely be doing another one this week. And since there's no break, I will definitely see y'all next week. I need to catch back up to the anime, especially since we're about to get the Garcia Saturn stuff. So definitely have to catch back up to the anime so I can be there for the Stretch of Legend when all of that stuff starts popping off. BP should be very soon as well, so definitely excited for all of that. So try to get with the anime some point soon, but we're gonna try to do the Afterthoughts this weekend. Especially to talk about this crazy chapter. And then we'll be back next week with some more peak. Holy flag. Yo, I am exhausted. Like, there was so much greatness here that I'm about to hit the bed. Bro, my brain is running at like 500 miles an hour after this chapter. I'm ready to go to sleep. And then wake up. Maybe even in the middle of my dreams, come up with an answer to bring to you guys for the Afterthoughts, because man, what a crazy chapter, bro. This was yet another special one in Egghead. Ocean Plan, all love to you. All love to all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. All love, and thank you so much for looking out for me, because obviously, I'm pretty sure this could have been a chapter I easily could have been spoiled on, and thanks to the efforts of the community, did not get spoiled in this chapter. What a special one that it was. So I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much for absolutely everything. And I will see y'all next week and or for the Afterthoughts. Troy Boy was in this chapter, bro. Bro, Foxy